The boy fell out of a window.
I'm just pushing her. But this is where I see them standing.
Which is, by the way, right by a window. It's bricked up. I don't know if you caught what I said, but Jody was saying the boy fell out the window.
Oh. But this is the exact spot where I see him, whenever I see him.
How it all started was I'd gone to a psychic over there in Indiana, and she told me that I'd lived a previous life, and my name was Laura, and I only lived to be about 21. So I returned to finish out what I started, which I don't know what that was. But anyways, we were working on the upstairs, and me and another girl, we were coming down the stairway, and somebody shoved me. And boy, I went bouncing down 2 or 3 stairs, and I thought, what the... I jumped up and I said, look, bitch, if you hit me one more time, you've had it. And that's all I said. And nobody's ever bothered us again. And it started then, and then we had moved in here in the hallway. I had the girls to clean it all out, get everything all set up, and the next morning I came in, everything was back out in that hallway. I mean, everything. And I said, didn't we clean this out? And they said, yeah, we emptied it, that long hallway. And I said, well, it's full again, so you got to empty it again. Then's when I started suspecting, Yeah. And then I started hiring help. And at the time, some girls were seeing this lady just in kind of a clothy type dress, and seen her walking back and forth across the hallway. They'd just look up and there she'd go. So that started in, and that's been going on. And then the next time they seen her, she had a little boy by the hand. And I used to come and get this gentleman, and he lived in the first apartment as you come up the stairway outside, and his name was Bill Laswell. And so anyways, he started appearing. And the reason we recognized him, he always wore bib breeches, a white shirt, and he was a big man, and he'd fill that doorway. But he was a nice fellow, and I used to come and get him for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And things just kept happening, and my husband finally seen him. And my husband's the type of guy, no, he wouldn't admit to a ghost if your life depended on it. So, but anyways, my daughter, she encountered him back here one morning, and she said, and she's an RN, and she said, I just started walking to the front. She says, you know how you hear clanky things, like a chain or something? Not like you see on the movies or anything. She said, I just took off walking to the front. She says, and I went up there and I stood by the front door. And she says, I wasn't about to come back here. My husband happened to walk in one day, and she was telling about it. And he says, what are you talking about? He says, she said, I'm talking about that guy that was back here. Deborah, he says, write down on a piece of paper exactly what you seen, and I'll go up front, and I'm going to write down something. And they did. And their description matched perfect. He said, I wasn't going to say nothing until somebody else said something. He said, when I walked in here, I thought there was a robber in here. And he said, so I got my gun out, and he walked back here, and it just disappeared. And he said it was just kind of a grayish look then when he got back here. And he says, I just go to shoot him. I thought it was a robber. And he said, there ain't nobody back here. So, but it's just happenings like that constantly around here, constantly. Most of them are nice and playful and jokingly and, things like that. No damage, no fright scares or nothing. They're just like, you're living with them because they have nowhere to go. They don't know where to go. Yeah. They really don't. I feel sorry for them. It's like they're lost. They just wander around. 2 psychics that were up there with me, one of them kept walking. She says, do you like my blonde hair? Somebody was stroking the back of her hair. Okay, that's fine. And then we went to the first room, and we walked into that room, and the little dark-headed one, she was standing there, and all of a sudden, She went, oh my God. And I thought, what's going on? 'Cause you got a little pen light in your hand. And so she says, oh my God. And so let's go out in the hallway. So we walked out in the hallway. Well, then it relieved the back of her head. She said there was a lady in there that was killed. She got bashed in the back of the head. And I'm thinking, okay. I said, I don't know who it is, but, you know, it could have happened because it was supposedly, this was a brothel up one time upstairs. And I have a picture out there that kind of proves it, because back then, secretaries and people were kind of stately. Mm-hmm. These ladies were hanging out the window, and there's a man figurine behind them, and I'm thinking, that's the First National Bank?
Wow.
It's a picture, and the president made it for me. It was an actual picture that was taken.
Can you repeat what you said about the little boy? Because that was before I turned the camera on. You said he likes to peek around the...
He's mischievous. Yeah, he likes to play hide and seek. And then a gentleman came in just a couple of 3 weeks ago, and it was really cute because he says, you got a little boy over there watching you behind that counter. Well, I knew there wasn't no little boy in here or anything substantial. And I said, oh, yeah. I said, never mind. It's really nothing. And I went on and just fluffed it off. Because I didn't want him going out saying, oh, you ought to go in there because, you know, you can actually see him and stuff. In which the very first ones that came in that Chris was with, I told them when they were here, I said, if you ever go out of this building and you make fun of it or you mock them or if you say anything derogatory at all, because they were on the Springfield News of the next morning, I said, I won't let you back in my building.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm not letting you in to make fun of them or mock them or anything. I said, because we don't have no problem with them. Right. And I said, I'm here to protect them.
Yeah.
And I said, I will protect them, so don't try anything.
Yeah, well, they're people. They're just in a different form. So you treat them with respect. And
I feel bad because they can't go. They can't get out. And I don't understand why. I'm not real smart on that, but I know they're trapped somehow, some way, and I feel sorry for them because they're little. A lot of the kids are small.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad, you know. I know these were individual buildings at one time. There was like a space between each one of them, like a 25-foot space. More like a dead space, you know.
Okay.
And then somehow they've hooked them together. And I know that the printer here, he printed all the papers for the State House when Abraham Lincoln was over there.
Wow.
That I know. And my plaque's out front.
Yeah, I saw that. I got a picture of it. Yep.
Okay. And I just know that there has been a lot of businesses in here. And there's been anywhere from a bank to a clothing store to an old drugstore, which all the doctors are dead and gone, but they used to come in here as children and play at the drugstore. Oh. So and I think it dates back to like 1865 or some way back in there. They're not quite sure how long it's been here.
Okay.
So, but it has dated that far back. And the only thing I really found out is when I went over and found out about this family and all their children died here. And they are all different ages.
In this building?
Right here. Mm-hmm. Where you're standing, more or less, right here. This was their home part here. And further up was their business. But that's how they did. They lived in the back of the building, and then their business was up front. That I knew, because it gave that in my material that I found at the abstract office.
Because this area right here, whenever we walk, whenever I'd walk through there, it was so hard to breathe. I mean, it just really felt like, you know, this had to be something else other than, but it was just in one spot. You could walk through it, you know. So I was wondering if, you know, there was like a home or something here.
Yeah, their home was here.
Right.
In fact, all these children were Frederick and Julia's children, and supposedly they're all buried over here at the old cemetery, right beside the Moose Lodge. As far as I know, nothing's ever been encountered
Wow,
in this
okay.
part of town, okay?
Shana?
Really,
Are you okay?
Just walking up the stairs, I got a face full of cobweb.
Oh,
That's how
sorry
I-
about that.
No, that's. I don't think it was a real cobweb.
This
It's a
here was
feel.
where the furnaces and stuff, but I've never had any encounter in here that we know of, okay? Now,
Did you feel something coming up the stairs?
I've had a headache since about midway up.
Okay.
okay, now
That's
in
it.
here, I better turn on my light. Oh, I got a light. What am I doing? Holy cow. Okay. Now this.
You okay?
I'm really dizzy.
This in here, all we can guess is this must have been where they come out like in a parlor
Oh, I remember that.
Oh,
and
wow.
smoke.
Okay.
Because to me, this was like a cloakroom with that kind of window there.
Right.
And then in here, I would have called this, oh, this is all our stuff we're getting out
Halloween.
now. Yeah. Okay, in here, this was like a big dining room.
Beautiful. I love the tall doors.
Uh-huh, and well, the woodworking on here is awesome.
Yeah.
They painted over them, but it is so pretty. It's
Oh
just-
wow, even the hinges have.
Oh yeah, and they painted over them. Why
Wow.
they did that, I don't know. But
That's beautiful.
anyways, now in here was Bill's apartment right here. Just be careful with your fall.
Okay, thank you.
Now this was Bill's room. All it was a bed, and that's it.
Okay.
Now this was his bathroom, and there's the old flush box.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This was his bath. But here, this here was where he lived, and I'd come and get him. It didn't quite look like this. It was a little better. But, and this was his bathroom and kitchen and stuff like that. Now, we do have, let's see. Okay, now. All right, wait a minute. This would go down to the fire escape right there, this door.
Okay.
And then this was just a little room, I don't know what for, but, and then this is another big room here. I don't know. Well, oh my gosh, it's got almost the one that burned, well, but that's burned. As you can see, I don't come up here too often.
Right. You're fine.
But this is where we store a few things, which
Okay.
we're taking down now. And then another big room here. I mean, it's just room after room after room.
Right. Several rooms for the
Well, it was
living
a
space. And you
hotel.
just
It was a hotel at one time.
It was a hotel at one time. Okay.
I think, now this is just my speculation, but we've been up here several times figuring this out. This was a stairway at one time.
Oh yeah.
This had to be a stairway. And I don't know, if they put this in, you can see around
Yeah.
that.
There's
but
been
I'm gonna say
lot of
that
work they've done here.
stairway went up. And I don't know how they did it. I really don't. I'm just speculating and guessing.
yeah, because it keeps
But it
going
does
up
have
there.
heat and everything up here. Look at this. This is like brand new.
Yeah.
We have the furnace up
Yeah, it's a
here.
newer
We wanted to
HVAC,
heat
sure.
it.
And they had to tear through the spindles up there.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Can you believe they did that? I looked
Yeah.
at that and I thought, oh, you're dummies.
Yeah, that's beautiful, and they
Mm-hmm.
went right through it.
Now this is, okay. There.
I got 3 minutes left of power on the camera.
Now when you get up there, you're on your own. Oh, you want to pick it?
Well, you're fine. I was just.
Oh.
You're good.
See, we still have the glass doorknobs on some of these doors.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Mm-hmm. All the original doors are still here. Well, I got some stored back there. Still got the locks
yeah.
on them and everything. Yeah.
And there's another room back there behind the trees.
Oh yeah. Here, I'll show you that. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
You're fine. I got a flashlight.
You need to tell me when. See how they kick those?
Yeah.
Here's one. Here's one. Watch that little piece of railing right there. My husband put these ribbons on for me so I wouldn't.
Oh, yeah,
have to
makes it
walk in
easier,
here.
sure.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And then I got another little one back in here. But this, oh, I don't know how old this wallpaper is, but I can tell by looking, but it sure isn't something you'd see today.
No, this is,
It feels funny, doesn't it?
yeah, it doesn't feel like.
Has a substance to it.
Oh, the old
sometimes.
wallpaper?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels funny. It feels almost clothy.
Well, yeah, they were. It was made of linen back then.
Oh, well, see, you're smarter than I am. I did not know that. Okay. Now this was a piece of banister. I imagine it went down that stairway to
Probably,
the other one,
yeah.
because it is a stairway all the way down. It's got one banister down and it matches.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
So, okay. This is the fun.
Yeah, that's really odd. But
Isn't that odd?
Shana, I can answer your question. Because the staircase wasn't always here.
That's what I said. That other one was.
Yeah.
It worked. That's
Staircase.
where it was.
Yep. Because your staircase, like you pointed out, was back there.
Uh-huh.
They, for whatever reason, moved it here, and the doorway was already here.
That's what I thought.
So, but it is really odd.
Now,
But that's the setup, but,
I
yeah.
still got stuff falling off these ceilings and stuff, but God, I can't afford to come up here and have this all plastered. So I'm not going to. But there's just room after room after room in here.
This is fantastic.
It's over.
It is. It is fantastic.
Let's see, where's that? Is this the room? Oh, this is the room that psychic was in, because we were fine in here. We were fine in here.
You okay?
Oh, I heard somebody behind me. You're right in that room.
Which room was it? That one?
That one.
Careful.
It was one of these rooms that the little boy was in.
Okay.
I think it was this one. It was this one because I come up, I was ready to go back down the stairs, and all of a sudden I was drawn to like center, and so I was like put my back to it, and I was like, which way do I go, you know? And then I turned around and I put my ear against this one, and I could feel it was just right on the other side of it. And I remember it was the room next to the one that's like right there where the stairs are. So it's that one.
All right.
Now this is the room the psychic was in when she felt something. Right here. We were standing right here. These are just rooms that go on and on and on. And here's the next floor. But I don't know if
There's
I
still
wanna go.
another floor?
Oh,
Yeah, that's
yes.
the floor.
Wow.
I hate that room. I hate that floor.
Yeah, I didn't spend very much time up on that third floor.
I wouldn't know where I'm going.
Well, I'm going with you because I got to show you one spot because, and I don't want you to fall and get hurt. And
Okay.
You might walk off into it.
Yeah, I don't want to walk into.
If you do, you'll end up 2 floors down.
Oh. That'd be a quick way to get down.
Now that's just a room here, but we don't go on over to the wall
Oh,
and
I
be
see.
here. Now stay way over here on this side over here, okay?
Okay.
Because see, there you could, if you walk over there, you might
Oh, yeah.
fall through. But these doors here, my God, we can't get them downstairs. I don't know how they got them up here.
Oh my gosh.
They're steel.
Wow.
Oh, they're so heavy you can't lift them. This feels. Here now, this is okay. It's just
Yeah,
a little
it's over
smaller.
there that
Yeah.
we don't want to go.
These floors are nice here. See all the new windows I even put up here?
Yeah.
I put new windows clear up here. I'm just been out of my mind. But it made
Well,
the
but you know
outside-
what? It protects the
It
building.
made the outside look pretty. Now I'll show you where the guys stay. But you stay on this side of the banister. That's just more, I guess that's just the attic space, is all I know. All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah, it just gets into the eaves. Careful.
Oh my God, it's easy up here.
No, these floors are okay. I've been up here. Okay, because this is where the guys used to stay. And see, that looks just like an attic up above there.
Yeah, that just goes to the roof.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be the roof. And it's a shame this wasn't taken care of.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. You okay?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, this was actually a. That's a door that swings shut to cover up the stairs.
Oh yeah, there's a door there.
Yeah.
I was walking back around here, and I went around the counter, and then I come around, and as I was coming around, I heard something over here. So I looked this way, and when I turned back around, I saw just legs.
Legs
Like
through
through the
the
glass.
through the glass.
I didn't see the rest of a body or a face or anything like that. It was legs, and it was just real quick. It was like maybe I caught, in the middle of, going one way or another, because it was in motion, but it was so fast.
You know, it's got a title for probably 70 to 80.
There is a little bit of something going on down here.
Now this is right where this doorway. One night, somebody thought they saw something go by this doorway.
Yeah, I'm actually feeling a little bit of something down here.
Another guy did not, or one of the gals didn't like being in here. I don't know. Maybe it's for the cage. There are cobwebs. I just found real ones.
Yeah, that's good. I am feeling I'm running into it. I don't like actually stepping into real ones.
Yeah. I mean, and this staircase here actually goes up where the main floor we just came from, right about that counter actually where we're at.
Gotcha.
But no, it was this stairway. Somebody thought they saw a shadow go by. We were sitting here. You sit in these chairs, just sit here. I mean, even without turning that light on, it's pretty dark. But this is where Donnell was sitting and the other girls, and she thought somebody was behind her and she wanted to get out. When I've been down there, I've just felt dark. I've never felt anything. So we just kind of broke this off eventually because there's so much ability to investigate.
Yeah.
But you're about the fifth, sixth person to say they feel something here.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And it's always at this end.
Is it?
It's never down there. It's always over. Everybody always gets it right in here.
What's going on?
Okay, well, hopefully there's something on recording.
Did you set our alarm to go live?
No, of course not. Whatever. I heard someone knocking over there, tapping on something. And so I got up to look to see if maybe someone was outside, tapping on something. But it definitely came from inside the building. So I went over there, I didn't see anything. And then whenever I was coming back, I come around and I happened to glance over at the mirror, and I thought I saw, at first I wasn't sure if I saw it in the mirror or if I actually saw someone standing over there, but it was a kid. I couldn't tell if I was seeing it on this side or it was a reflection. I couldn't tell. I just know it was right over there by the mirror. So then I come over here and sat down. And I said, I saw somebody out of the corner of my eye over there, but then I heard somebody moving over there. So I was like, I'm just going to sit down, and I introduced myself, and I said, I think I've seen you. If you're letting me see you, then it's okay to come and talk to me. You can come over here and hang out or whatever. And then I heard it again. I heard something, the same tapping that I heard over there. And so I turned around fully to look over here, and when I turned back around, it felt like something tapped me on the side of my face, and I felt this wind just like right by me, like someone, I didn't see anybody. I mean, it's almost like they're kind of playing, and I think there might be more than one, because I would see something out of the corner of my eye, but I would hear stuff on another side.
Okay, so we were all chatting at the table right there, and out of the corner of my eye, I noticed this tag here swinging back and forth. And Chris noticed that I was looking at it, and he came over and it stopped like immediately after playing with it. He was checking for airflow and all that, no airflow whatsoever. While he was checking that, this one here started moving back and forth really fast. You know, and it took a little while for each of them to slow down, but you know, then they both died. None of the other tags at all were moving. And you know, like I said, Chris was checking for airflow, which there was none. And now they're both stopped. We're going to see if we can catch anybody down here that may be playing a little hide and seek with us. Hello. Feeling a little tingly back here. Anybody back here?
I heard somebody back here.
Hello. Did you come back here to play?
I don't hear that noise anymore. It was loud, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Now, what Donnell was telling you about the hallway earlier, it goes across here. They see it. The H&R Block, they put that thing up there because of stuff going on.
Oh,
Across the hall.
that's the gate they're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't.
There's an H&R Block office on the other side.
Okay,
But this is where,
yeah, I wasn't understanding gate because this whole thing is sitting there.
when the accountant's sitting over there, this is where they see the female. She comes from that. this
They
door.
see her through the little crack there.
Oh, there's a big. These weren't here.
Those weren't there.
They recently
Okay,
put one on her side and her side because of this.
because of
kind
that. Okay.
stuff. And the pipe smoke or whatever smelt there all the time. And
Okay.
so it's not so much they go up and down the hallway. It's from that room to that hallway to this room.
Well,
They'd see them dart across. And a lady in an 1800s dress is usually what she saw.
Hmm.
And she saw Bill once come in there. And she's the Fayette County clerk now, this accountant, so she's credible.
All right.
She's not making stuff up. Did you just touch that plant, Mike?
What plant?
Look at that leaf moving. You got out there and I looked over and this was
Where?
right here. Did you rub up against it? It was going in circles when you got out there.
I don't remember touching it. I mean, I was over in this area, so it's always a possibility. There's a tag moving.
I'm telling you, something moved that, that's moving that.
Okay, so this,
That tag's steady.
yep, so that tag is
That
steady.
tag is steady.
That one's steady, but see, that one's moving. This is what we were getting before.
That thing moved too, something did, I'm telling you.
Somebody here with us? I'm Mike. Here with Shana and Chris.
Thank you for moving that.
Yeah. What's your name? Do you live here? Stopping.
It always happens when you're close.
Yeah, once somebody gets close to it and finds it out,
I mean,
then it slows down and stops.
creating enough airflow moving around that other
Ow.
stuff should be moving.
Yeah, other stuff would be moving if. Yeah.
And the funny thing is when he went by there, that moved. And then when I noticed it, he came back and that tag started moving.
So it's probably one of those again. This was moving and then took off that way.
You don't have to be scared of Mike.
Yeah, I'm nice. I'm friendly.
Everybody's nice here and they're friends of Donnell's. She invited all of us here to talk with you guys.
We heard footsteps up here, which would have been toward the front, so that would have been that way.
Yeah, be down the hall to the
Yeah,
left.
you're going on camera, so you're standing in the doorway there.
Stand in the doorway, and we were sitting out here actually on these stairs and saw a flash of light come from this room. So
Flash.
there were 4 of us, and 2 gals and another guy, and they came in here and stood in this room, and I stood in the doorway and took pictures. I'd say about the 4th or 5th flash. The 3 of them, I didn't see it, but they saw 2 kids in period clothing and a lady in period dress standing there looking at me. And they were all in grayscale except the little boy. They said he had a yellow ribbon on. And about that time, everybody started hollering. There's 2 kids there. There's a lady there. It's kind of heavy up here right now.
A little bit,
It
yeah.
is.
This is where it happened. I'm having a hard time here. I haven't stood there probably since that happened.
Okay. Everybody's wishing you a happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you guys.
So.
Anyway, they ran towards me, went through me. I could feel them, gusts, electric feeling, boom, boom, go through me. And I blacked out for like 5 minutes. After that, started crying, I guess. Don't remember anything, really, except when I came to, I was sitting out here with the people I was with. Then I went home back to Springfield, Illinois, and this continued for like 2 weeks until I had a psychic come over, and she said that I had a little boy tied into my energy field. When he ran through me, he got caught up. And for those 2 weeks, I was crying, just off and on, feeling sad. There's been all sorts of stuff going on in this room. And in the room right behind you, a gentleman died there. It used to be an apartment. Passed away in that room. And
That's back there. That was Bill, correct?
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
Big
that's
guy.
back in there.
He'd take up that doorway.
Yeah.
And he's seen a lot downstairs during the day.
It's a little warmer up here, but
If that wasn't you, then I saw a shadow over there.
saw a shadow down there.
No,
Shana.
yeah.
Shana saw a shadow down there.
If it wasn't us, then
Right. So, and this is where you heard somebody before.
I
Yeah.
did. Or you did.
Yeah, Shana did.
we both did.
Right here.
Yeah.
It was near this doorway.
This is where I see the little boy at
So Shana sees a little boy in here.
in here. And this is also the room where when I went to take a picture.
Rebecca says heaviness all of a sudden when you went upstairs. Yeah, it's definitely heavier up here.
I've been here 200 times, and this is very heavy tonight. This is rare.
This is
a rare
I
night?
saw the red ball
I'm
light.
having a hell of a time breathing, and that doesn't happen. Sorry, you saw what?
This is the room I saw the red ball
Oh,
light.
I didn't see. Oh.
Yeah, and in fact, whenever I went to take a picture, I saw it in there and I looked at it. I could see it on here, but whenever I took a picture, it wouldn't show up. It was weird.
Well, let's
And
go in. We're gonna go in
it just
to the
couldn't
room.
get it to show up. Couldn't get it to show up on camera. I could see it on the screen, but whenever I snapped.
We'll get some photographs on our social media. You see the old brickwork. Used to be a window there, been bricked in. Oh, by the way, we never made the announcement about the giveaway.
Yeah, because we had 3,000 subscribers.
Didn't want his picture taken, Shauna. Yeah, that's what Rebecca's saying is that
Yeah, that's what
didn't
I
want
mean.
his picture
Oh,
taken.
wow.
And you're getting a headache again, aren't you?
It is bad. It is so bad.
Is that his room, you think?
I don't know.
I mean, it may have been his room. I'm shining it in your face
I
again.
mean,
Because that's where you see him, right?
that's where I see him all the time.
Wow.
So,
Like whenever he visits, I call it, he doesn't actually come into my home. But it's kind of like I just kind of, step like in, to where I'm not focusing on anything outside, just, internally. And that's when this is the room that he shows me, and it's the one that he's in, and he's always back in the corner. And I mean, if Adam Tillery watches this, if I give him a description, I am sure that he could draw this child, as
Yep,
well as
Adam
he
could do
did
that.
Byron. I mean, that was just scary how accurate that was. And then, but I'm pretty sure that he could do it. And so I'm really interested in possibly doing the kind of research that would, show some faces for some of these kids, because
Yep. So, Adam, if you are watching, there you go. That's your next Haunted Road media job, is draw the little boy here. And I saw that Ron Stevens joined. Hey, Chris Clow was in here earlier, so nice to see that the Worcester guys, the Worcester, Ohio guys are in here tonight. So Rebecca is saying she is sensing ladies of the night and smelling perfumes and smoke, which we
that's
always get
pretty
that.
good.
Yeah, that's really good because they get that here.
Yeah.
The cologne and the cigar smoke and all that stuff.
Everything.
Yeah,
all of that,
the perfumes and all that. Yep.
This room, well, the last time that I was here, I come up the stairs
There were
and
2 rooms, yeah.
yeah, I got caught like in between those 2 rooms. Like all of a sudden I was just like in between the 2 and I didn't know where to go. you know, but then I turned around and then I put my ear, and it felt like someone was just like right on the other side, and that would be this room.
Rebecca's asking if one of the ladies were killed by strangulation.
I don't know. I mean, they're very well. Who knows how many people
Yeah, there's.
died in here, and I mean, back then.
Yeah.
You know.
Jody Falk is saying woman standing beside the man with glasses.
Other than me.
That's odd.
Well, Chris would be the man with glasses.
Yeah.
That's odd that you said that, because
Yeah.
a couple times ago I was here, I was down at that third room on the right down there, and I was standing in the doorway, and we were just standing here in the dark seeing if we could hear anything, and there was a woman that came up and just yelled in my ear. I couldn't tell what she said, but she yelled it, and
So it was down there?
it was down there, third room on the right from
Third room on the right from here, so like one,
Last
two,
door
three.
on the- third door. Yeah, third door.
All right, let's go down there.
In this
Check it out.
room, right over here.
This room.
That room right there. There was a twinkle. In
Oh,
there.
you just saw Twinkle?
Yeah.
And you already see the boy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go, down the creepy hallway.
So right there. To your right.
So here.
I was standing
So
in
this
that
is the
doorway,
room.
facing out this way, and I stood there 5 minutes. And, you feeling anything?
I did walking in the
I
door,
ran away when I stepped in here.
like right walking in the door, I felt a little something.
I mean, this is the first place that I've been in that I didn't have a headache. It like literally just left my head whenever I stepped in.
When you walked in?
Yeah. Like this is the first moment of no headache that I've had.
Jody is saying go back and take a pic where we were. So I, of course, I can't use my camera because I'm doing a live, but they can.
Yes.
So we'll try that.
Now it's interesting.
So, and hey, Wendy, how you doing? So back there.
Back this way?
Yeah, back that way. Because that's where the woman was standing. But we were trying to show you guys where Chris had the woman scream in his ear. So that's why we went back to this place.
Yep.
So, and that would have been,
I was right like
he was
this.
right in this
I
doorway.
was standing right like this, and I was leaning like this, and she came up in my left ear and just loud. But she sounded agitated, but I couldn't tell what she said.
Okay.
And it was a full sentence.
So,
So I left, went downstairs because I didn't want to make her upset.
okay. So Rebecca is saying it was the room to the right, so that would have been right next to where you're standing. So let's go down there because I think they want us to check it out down here.
This one?
The one to his right would have been here, right? 'Cause that's, wait a second. You were standing here. Your right would have been here.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one.
Now,
Let's
who-
go in. Hello. And now your headache is back. You had to come back here. Now Shauna's headache is back. Did doctors do house call abortions to the brothel there? No, that's a good question.
That's a good question, because one of your viewers said earlier about a woman being strangled. And you get that headache, and we had another psychic here a couple years ago, a pretty good one, and she picked up on a woman in one of these rooms, I can't recall which one, of being bashed in the back of the head by a John and killed. There's no record of it, but so it seems like several people are picking up on a murder up here. We just can't pinpoint how or why, or
Right.
you know, I'm curious to.
So this is the room where you guys think something was going on, where I guess Jody saw a woman and Rebecca said the room to his right. So let's take a look in here. Now, if there's somebody here, we should introduce ourselves. Okay. So, well, hello. I am Mike. This is Shana, and you are probably very familiar with Chris.
Yeah, hi guys, back again.
And Chris has been kind enough to invite us here this evening, and we really appreciate the opportunity to meet all of you. And so whoever was standing near Chris, we'd just like to introduce ourselves, get to know you a little bit, meet you, say hi. So who's with us here this evening? You have a name? Jody is saying, now behind you, Mike. So back in the room, because I was spinning around a little bit.
Really?
And
just heard somebody breathe in here.
Let's see. Rebecca says, Jody mentioned dying in childbirth and I'm getting death during abortion in childbirth with escalated blood pressure causing head pain. Well, Shana keeps getting a headache around here.
Sounded like someone took a breath in there.
Yeah, they're definitely.
So Shana thinks she heard a breath over here.
I heard it from inside. Is there somebody in here? I heard you breathing.
Is your name Mary? Chris, did you just whisper?
No, I turned my camera on. That's what it was.
Okay. So it did come from you.
Yeah.
Just it was camera. Okay.
But the breath I heard in here, he was not using his camera.
Jody is saying her name is Mary. That's why I asked if the name was Mary. And Rebecca is saying that she was getting Mary Elizabeth. So we have two people that are honing in on the same thing. Is your name Mary Elizabeth? That's Chris breathing for audio.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, but I'm gonna tag it.
Yeah.
I don't hear it. I'm used to it, so I didn't.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It is heavy up here. It's
It
the
is really
air quality up here is very heavy. It's not as hot as it could be, but just the general overall feeling
The last time
is.
I was here, it was really hot. Really super hot.
Jody's asking if your headache is
No,
back.
It's weird because I didn't really have one like this the last time I was here, but I've been getting it mostly just on the left side of my head. And sometimes it's bad enough where if I were at home and had a headache like this, I'd take something. But yeah, it's I don't know. I
Okay.
mean,
Jody's saying up behind Shana. So I'll be back here.
did somebody see something?
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it after the fact
Yep.
because the last time you guys were saying that you saw stuff and I watched the video afterwards and you guys were actually spot on. There was stuff going on.
You guys at St. Joe's are phenomenal.
That was great.
Yeah.
You know, there was
So-
actually stuff going on in real time and we didn't even...
Yeah, we like to say you guys are our other set of eyes and ears. Our Mad Hatters out there. Rebecca's asking if you ever got a name for the boy.
I don't have one, but if I had a sketch artist, Adam Tillery, I could draw him. He could be drawn perfectly, like clear down to the expression on his face. I mean,
Yeah,
It's
she
pretty-
keeps hearing Johnny, so we could try that.
Johnny
Johnny. So Mary Elizabeth,
was.
and then Johnny.
I have to look at that thing. Was something John?
No.
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 I'll see.
But you didn't have the right age anyway on that list. This could be Johnny's room. If it's Johnny.
I want to talk to the little boy that keeps visiting me when I'm at home. Is your name Johnny? Oh, I'm tingling really bad. It's like really bad.
The tingling is all over
Oh, just my head.
your head.
Like just my whole entire head.
Jalen and Vanessa
It's gone.
have joined. Vanessa, Jody and Rebecca are already doing a fantastic job, but we'd love to get your impression of this place.
Vanessa.
Yep, and Tammy Sifford was just talking about you, by the way. And Jody is saying that the boy fell out of a window.
I guess I'm just pushing her. But this is where I see them standing.
Which is, by the way, right by a window. It's bricked up.
Oh.
I don't know if you caught what I said, but Jody was saying the boy fell out the window.
Oh.
So there's the It's been bricked in, but you can see it. It's right there.
Interesting. But this is the exact spot where I see him. Whenever I see him, he's just right here in this area back here, and he's just standing here, and he's they're light colored pants. They're not pants and they're not shorts. It's kind of like, I guess, capris,
like knickers.
like for a girl, knickers.
Yeah.
And a white shirt. And I mean, his features are just, I mean, he's got like shaggy kind of dark hair, and he's got light colored eyes. I can't tell if they're blue or if they're green. And I can see his mouth move, but I can't hear any words or any noise or anything. You know, like I said, he's talking, but whether he's, I guess the connection is just not clear enough. It's like the volume's turned down. Like I can't hear, you know, what he's saying, but I can see his lips moving.
But he's trying to tell you something.
But he's trying to say something.
He's trying to say
you know,
something.
I can see his lips, you know, moving. But then it doesn't last that long. I mean, it's, you know, anywhere from like maybe not even a minute, like 30 seconds or so. Luckily, it doesn't really, the one time that it started kind of happening whenever I was driving. And I kind of etch-a-sketch, shook it, you know, out, and I was like, no, I need to either get home or I need to pull over. Because when I'm at home and it happens, it just completely, like everything around me is just not there, and I'm just kind of like focused in, and this is where I go. I mean,
And this is saying that she's also picking up on a girl. That's
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And she's also picking up on a boy, 13 or 14. He's wet like he just bathed.
He's on the
And
list.
He's on the list.
there's a. Go ahead, Chris.
There's a kid about that description that's on the list that passed away in this building, so that's interesting.
Yeah. There was.
We have some of the names of people that passed away in here, and that fits the bill.
Yeah. Because the downstairs part of the downstairs was used as a living quarters at one point, like you were saying, for the people that, you know, ran the stores downstairs. And I guess there was a family that they basically all died here in the building at different times.
The man himself built the place, and his family resided here, and most of the children died of some sickness, from what we've been told by the historian.
Yeah, this is a very interesting place. This is the first time I've been here. This is there's 4 stories here, and it's just really interesting how the building has changed over the years. You know, moving staircases and all that stuff. I hear voices from outside.
Yeah, there's people on the
Yeah.
Now, why do you think that is with the staircase?
Why they moved it?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. I mean, it had to be. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, as new tenants came in, new owners, you know, they had different ideas for what they wanted to do with the building. So at some point, they deemed that moving that staircase over here was a better option. I don't know why.
Now, is that probably why these rooms are right off the stairs?
Well, yeah, that's exactly why this room is right off the stairs right there. That wasn't originally this, and I think you can see a little bit better here, right? Maybe. Okay. Yeah. See, the stairs are coming up right there, and this room is like not even. I mean, you're still coming up the stairs.
Strange. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really odd, and that's because they moved the staircase. So the staircase wasn't originally here, and when they put the staircase here, when they moved it there, it just ended up lining up with this room and creating this awkwardness right here.
Cool, because I asked you about this earlier.
Yeah.
Now you debunked it for me. I didn't know what was going on here.
Yeah, it's really strange. But they did that. Why they moved the staircase over here, I don't know. But whoever was the owner at the time deemed that was the way to go. So, I mean, maybe it was when it was a hotel, or I have no idea. Also, is there a third floor? And what was the question? A small hiding area underground. Well, yeah. Yeah, there is.
Your whole audience is psychic. I'm amazed.
There's 3 of them. There's 3 of them going here.
pretty
right
good.
now.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Woman keeps asking about our jewelry, a specific necklace. I don't know about that, but yeah, there was underground.
Yeah, slave quarters.
Yeah. Well, you know there are necklaces downstairs.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Room full.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them down there. What happened?
She just saw somebody in the room when she passed.
Okay. So we're about to head upstairs, and Shauna saw somebody in the room over there.
Corner of my eye.
So here we go.
And that's
So Vanessa's saying, Mike, go upstairs, go to the right side, second room down.
Second room.
Yeah. But Shauna just saw somebody in here. Dark shadow in here. I'm feeling like off kilter in this room. I was in this room earlier and felt off kilter.
That's odd, isn't it? Yeah, there's something about that room.
Yeah, there's definitely something weird about that room. So it's a narrow staircase because that's what they did back in the day. People were a little smaller. You can see. See, narrow.
It's very hot up here.
See, on this floor, there's a small boy about 3 years old. Vanessa's picked up on the 3-year-old. So this is the top floor.
Yep.
So we're just on the 3rd. Oh, okay, see, I didn't see the writing back there. I saw one in that other room way back there.
Okay.
So, but there's other writing over here.
There's a ton, and like this one's 1904.
1904.
July 27. Yeah, this was 1860 this was built. So these have been here a lot of them a long time. That one was 81, but that one says 04, and so I'm thinking these were covered up for a long time. And,
Yeah, it's on the plaster.
but it's,
Interesting.
yeah,
Lee would probably be interested in knowing that there is a lot of the portal action.
Oh,
going
right here.
on.
I've always wondered that
Yeah,
about this place.
Portal action up here.
I mean,
It's the building.
you can just see it just going right here.
So Rebecca's saying, as far as the portal action, might be all of the gifts, all of their gifts, our gifts, creating a strong energy. I've had that happen before. I mean, you have like 3 psychics that are in this live feed, so.
And a brand new battery that I just took out, and we haven't even been doing this for like 2 hours, and my battery's about to die.
Well, go figure that. Yeah, Rebecca's picking up on that too, like a deed or a contract or something to do, and Vanessa's saying something to do with the property.
I think on this floor.
Is that specifically on this floor, or are you talking just overall in the building somewhere?
It's more signatures.
Yeah, there's more signatures over here too.
I noticed these.
Mabel. Name's Mabel. Miss Mabel. It's hard to read. M something.
What about the money? Where's the money?
Yeah, where's the money hidden? Where's the money hidden?
Tell us where that
That's all we want to know. Where's the money? It's like Capone's vaults up here.
Yeah.
Except his were in the basement and didn't have anything.
These are all the.
Yes, that was good old Geraldo.
Ellie? Yeah, Ellie, something like that.
And Rebecca says this floor a guy is looking for a deed or contract. And she was saying that like guys were up here.
Yeah, she said guys actually like slept up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that might be, yeah.
Yeah. And this is oddly enough the floor where we got the weird organ music.
Oh yeah, weird organ music up here. Vanessa's saying no money in this house. Well, darn it, let's pack it up and go.
That's why I've been investigating the place all these years, looking for the money. Things are real public. I don't know.
Oh, what, the sink with the...
Donnell said.
Yeah, I don't remember that bathroom.
You don't remember the I saw this earlier.
That's what Donnell said when she was here. She says obviously she's just forgetting, but she does not remember.
She doesn't remember a bathroom being here. So even the owner doesn't remember
Not on this floor,
this
the lowest, yeah. But
bathroom. Oh, old cans that were found here. The old Pepsi bottle and old RC can. You guys see that?
yeah, they've been here for several years. That
Yeah.
I've been going.
Yeah, because those are the old style pull tabs on the RC.
They've been sitting in that same spot.
Still feeling the boy in here?
I keep
Yeah.
forgetting.
And Rebecca says chills as soon as Shauna walked through that doorway. This is that room. This is the room with the boy. I think we need to wrap up the live bit and then do our full-fledged investigation. Hello. It's Mike, Shana, and Chris. Seems like you have a genuine interest in Shana. What's your name?
Someone said that your name might be Johnny. Is your name Johnny?
How old are you? We'll play a little game. If I can find the right pocket.
You have C8.
I've got a little box here. Got a little light on there. A little green dot that's there. If you're 8 years old, can you stand over by there? Sometimes other lights come on that. And that might happen if you stand over by that.
Just felt something tap my arm.
Well, that's another way to communicate with us. If you're 8 years old, can you tap Shauna's arm again? Anything?
Well, I was never 8 because whether it was him saying it or whether it was just, but 8 just like was very strong.
That was me whispering okay from you.
That's you touching me on the arm. Can you do it a little harder? I mean, don't like punch me or anything, but is it just me hearing this stuff?
I heard a voice behind you.
Okay, then it's not just me.
Is that you? That was Shauna.
Please.
We're trying to hear you. Can you speak a little louder, please?
Don't be afraid. If you're back behind me, I don't want to reach back there, but I'm going to put my hand just right down here. So if you want to, you can touch it, or you can hold it. Whatever you want to do. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I heard your voice behind me. I mean, I think Mike heard it too.
I heard it too, yeah. I use this light. Can I see you with this light? Do you get something?
Felt like something
Buzzing.
tugged my hair.
You like Shana?
I really wish that I had a name to call you.
What's your name, Johnny?
We were talking to some friends earlier, and one of them said that your name might be Johnny. Is there any way that you can let me know that that's what your name is?
Yeah, we want to know for sure that that is your name. We don't just want to take one person's word on it and guess.
Oh, it's kind of weird.
What's that?
I've been kind of, moving my hand a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like right here. I feel like someone went on my hand. And I didn't hear anything, but I felt like a cup of warm air on the palm of my hand.
You're right there in the corner?
Is that you? Can you see me?
What the hell am I seeing? It's like, I don't know how to put your hand back up there. I don't know how to describe this. And I don't know if it's just my eyes, but it is like a part of the darkness is like enveloping your hand, and it keeps going around it. Like that whole area. Like,
So it's like
really
I'm sticking
wild.
my hand in the dark.
Yeah. And it's like moving, it's not static. It's like a little bit of shadow, some of it's lighter, some of it's darker. It's
Are you back here? You want to play shadow puppet theater? Have you ever made shadow puppets before? Do you know what I mean? Can you look at this wall right here? There's a light shining, and you can use your hands to make shadows. Like that one looks like a dog. See? Like there's its ear. Can you do that?
that was Shana's stomach again for audio.
Sorry.
I apologize, I'm just tagging it so that we know it's your stomach and not a demon growl.
But it's dark and a light is shining on the wall, and so whenever I hold my hand up and make it move, you can see the shadow from my hand. So if you put your hand out, you can make a shadow. Can you do that?
How warm is it where you're at?
Did you hear that?
I heard that. Was that down the hall?
That's the second time I've heard a thud in the wall. Man,
No smoke. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so here's the setup. Got the IR camera focused on Shana, who's sitting in the corner. And then Chris was hearing a thud. Maybe from this room.
yeah, I mean, if it wasn't in that wall, it was in here. In my opinion. That smelled wild.
Yeah, I didn't catch that smell. I'm Mike, and I'm here with Chris, who's out in the hallway.
You feel anything in there?
Not really, no. Let's try another room. Maybe it was further down the hall.
That's the one where the lady yelled at me. Shana, when she walked by, thought she saw somebody standing in there earlier. This one's bigger.
You just hear movement down there? Hello? It's Mike and Chris. Shauna's down the hall. Where are you at? I'm just trying to learn more about you, who you are, and why you're here. That's Shana.
You're okay.
You know, we just want to be friends with you.
Oh, that's some wallpaper, isn't it? I never noticed that.
Yep.
That's pretty old.
Did you notice the,
Blood on the wall. It's
Yeah.
probably water, but it's
yeah, it's gonna be water damage, but the chimneys that were ripped out over here.
No, you noticed all that. I'm not. You're pretty good with old buildings. I've never noticed half the stuff you pointed out. Did you show Donna all
Yes,
this
sir.
stuff? Because she probably didn't know.
Yeah, there was a couple things, but we weren't in this room earlier. But see, those are two flues for chimneys.
See, I would have just thought the wall caving in.
So you can see the black is from smoke, but see, you can see down.
Yeah, I never
Little
really
bit.
paid attention to that. Oh, wow.
A lot of it's caved in, but
So,
it goes up, but not necessarily out anymore.
wow.
And it looks like there's a little charring there on the wood.
Isn't that something to think about? So all those years ago, the fire smoke going up here from the guy that built the place?
Yeah.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, there's the bricks all caved in up there. There is some charring on that wood.
I see that. Somebody on your feed said they were thought of fire, didn't they? Earlier.
Vanessa was wondering if there was.
Was she a psychic?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Vanessa Holdall. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So, we're standing in this large room here at the front of the building. And we see the two chimneys, the two flues for the chimneys, and some charring on the wood. Was there a fire here at one point?
I don't know if there's music across the street.
Yeah, there's music across the street. Oh, what was that? There was like a twinkle of something in front of me. It was almost like glitter. It was really weird. Was that you, or was it just the dust?
Did you say that earlier tonight? Or
Shana did.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was the second time I've heard twinkle.
Yeah,
So, you might have got something.
maybe. Let's go check out your favorite room. I'm feeling a bit of static. We're gonna go to the room down here if you want to follow.
You're feeling sad?
No, static.
Oh,
Static.
I was like, oh boy, here we go again.
So what happened in this room?
I was standing there quiet, it was really quiet. And I heard a woman's voice just yell in my ear about sentence length, but I couldn't make it out. And I mean, I jumped, and everybody's like, oh, what's going on? And that was it, but the tone that I heard, and clearly female, I don't think she was saying anything too nice to me. I think she was aggravated with us, maybe for being here. Or maybe she was, hurt or under attack and screaming. It was something loud. I wish I knew to this day what she said. I've always tried to, think back and figure it out. And it wasn't on our recordings either.
Of course.
But
So let me ask the spirit here. What happened here?
But then when When Shana walked by earlier, she thought she saw a shadow standing in here.
Right.
Because she stopped and did a double take and was gone at that point, but she said it was. So I found that interesting.
The woman that's here, do you have a name? I'm Mike.
I'm Chris, you know me.
We'd really like to get to know you a little bit better.
Were you hurt in this room?
I heard you walking. It was moving ever so slightly. Where'd you go? We just want to talk to you and meet you. Where are you?
That was me.
But yeah, as I turned around with the tripod, it was like boom, like a face full of cologne.
And when I got up out of this chair, I smelled it, and then you were right there and you couldn't smell it. I thought you thought I was crazy. I'm glad you smelled it.
It couldn't be me.
Yeah, no, you're not crazy.
I couldn't identify what it might have been. It was
No, it's a guy's cologne.
That's
Yeah,
exactly-
it's a mature guy's cologne.
Well, I really feel good about yourself. Really nice when someone get back at.
I mean, if you want to say goodbye too, that's fine. I mean, come on over. We'll say goodbye. You were checking us out earlier, so that's fine. I don't know where it went.
It was
Well-
extremely quick when I smelled it.
Yeah. Well, sir, thank you for stopping in for a second.
Was that you, Bill? Could that have been you?
If it wasn't Bill, what's your name? I'll try that again since Shana was walking. If you were not Bill, what is your name? Oh, maybe audio caught it.
Are you
Yep.
are you a patron of this place? Or do you live here?
Well, we have to go. So, thank you for stopping by and saying hello. We'll be back again sometime. Alright, we are wrapping it up here in Vandalia, and I have to say it was tonight did not disappoint.
No, it definitely did not disappoint tonight. Like the third Encounters of the Paranormal book that's going to be coming out, I wanted a story about an experience or experiences at Mineral Springs, and this place is definitely going to make that book too. So a lot has happened tonight.
Yeah, we've heard phantom footsteps, voices, tags on some of the merchandise moving around that was just totally unexplainable. I know that with the boy upstairs, you're certainly interacting with him, and I saw something really just strange. It was almost like liquid smoke around her hand, but it wasn't like dark. It was like almost like a lighter, maybe a gray or something, but it was like liquid shadow going around her hand as she was. You've already seen it on this video.
And you'll hear about it because you know. But I'm definitely going to be talking about it. It's definitely been quite an experience tonight.
Yeah, there's been, like playing hide and go seek down here in this area. You saw legs, and I know I have seen movement down here. So it's been really, really interesting. And even in the room where that's people outside. Even like in the room where Chris had heard the woman's voice, I was hearing footsteps in there, and I'm pretty sure she was in there, just a little bit too stubborn and didn't want to talk with us so much there. But yeah, a lot of interesting history within this building because it's changed hands so many times, it's changed appearance so many times. So there's a lot of energy that's tied up in that as well. So definitely love to get back here sometime and uncover some more of the mysteries.
This is definitely going to be one of those repeat offender places.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you very much for joining us this evening, especially those that went live with us, and I hope that those that have, I don't know what the hell I want to say.
I'm so tired.
I know.
For everybody that went live with us tonight, we know that you guys were feeling and probably seeing things, and there are a few of you that have always been just spot on.
Yeah,
So
you guys are our other eyes and ears. We keep saying explore with us, and that is a way in which you actually honestly do explore with us because you're seeing exactly what we're seeing. So that's going to do it. Till next time.
And of course, we went downstairs on this side, but we don't go down there very often. And 2 psychics took me down there. And I was sitting there, and I just kept feeling something behind me. And it was dark, naturally. And I told them, I said, you guys, I'm not really afraid. But I said, I am not going to sit down here knowing somebody's behind me standing and I can't see him. I said, I'm going upstairs. So I came upstairs because I couldn't see who it was.